Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Orca, the AFK Highsec mining Orca, and whether it's worth your time to train to get into it, and how much it can earn on average per hour. If you enjoy this type of content, then please think about subscribing to the channel for more. Now, in order to be able to fly an Orca, you will have to be an Omega account. As you can see, the skills are fairly hefty, but nothing major. You've got Spaceship Command level 5, which is something you should be getting anyway, because that will unlock a lot of ships for you, especially the Tech 2 variety. We've got Mining Foreman 5, which is a rank 2 skill, so that one will take you roughly 2 weeks. Spaceship Command will take you 4 or 5 days. And then, yes, as I say, the rest of the skills are relatively straightforward. And you will also need mining drones. For this I use the augmented mining drone, which is roughly the same as a Tech 2 drone. You will need mining operation 5, which is a rank 2 skill, so again roughly 2 weeks depending. And you'll also need mining drone operation 5, which again is a rank 2 skill. So a little bit of training will be required to get all the skills that you need for the drones. So over the last couple of weeks I've seen on the forums that people have been talking about Orcas, etc. and AFK mining, and I wanted to check out whether it was worth it. I have quite a few characters and I wanted to check out whether it would be worth training them to fly Orcas that I could potentially use in Highsec or nullsec. So for this experiment I've decided to try out a 0.5 system. They generally have bigger rocks in, and obviously it's the lowest I can go in Highsec. Now that does present a little bit of a problem. It is easier to be ganked because Concorde has a slower response time, but we'll cover that part later. I'm not going to cherry pick the asteroids. I am on the test server, so this system won't have been mined at all. But basically I'm just going to choose the closest asteroids and mine them, well, being semi-AFK. Now I say semi-AFK because I am actually at the computer, but I am working from home, so this is going on in the background. I'm as attentive as I can be to the asteroids when they are depleted, but to give it a more lifelike scenario, obviously if I was running several accounts I might not notice all the asteroids depleting as I go. So I've started at 4:30 and I'm going to do this for an hour. I've put one drone on each asteroid, and basically when it depletes I'll just set the mining drones onto another asteroid, and I'm going to monitor this over the course of an hour and see roughly how much I come out with. And for the purpose of this I'm not going to cherry pick the asteroids, I'm literally going to choose the ones closest to me, and that's generally because on the normal server some of the better asteroids may have already been mined, so I might not be able to cherry pick quite as easily. As I said, this is on the test server, so all these rocks should be pretty fresh. And so, been mining now for 15 minutes. As you can see by the side panel, I'm roughly at 8 million ISK according to the estimated amount. And so at this current rate I can expect to earn roughly 32 million ISK over the course of the hour. So in return I've now been mining for 30 minutes. According to the side panel I've made 13 million ISK. However, some of the minerals here, or the ore, isn't being taken into account by the estimated value due to the fact that it's on the test server. So I've now been mining for an hour. As you can see I've been joined by 2 rats here, which the shield tank is doing fine with. They've been attacking me pretty much for 35 minutes non-stop. As you can see from the side panel I've earned roughly 20 million ISK according to that in the time that I have been mining. Now I did miss, as I say, the odd asteroid due to the fact that I was working at the same time, but all in all it's been relatively easy to keep up with it all. Now if I started to add in more accounts, say 2, 3, 4, 5, then this would start to become quite problematic, jumping around to all the screens, etc. It's not so that it can't be done, but doing AFK or semi-AFK really I don't think would work particularly well. Or maybe just not for me. So I've taken my ore back to a player-owned station where I can compress it just to see if the value changes once it's compressed. Now what I did here is I compressed it, and then I checked the values with Tranquility Server just to see if it was roughly coming out with the same value as what I'd expected or what I'd been getting here earlier. As you can see, the estimated value in the corner is obviously much lower for this compressed ore than it was for the general rocks. So the values came out that when I cross-checked the ore before it was compressed on Tranquility, it was giving me just over 18 million ISK, and once compressed I was getting just over 20 million ISK. Now if I try refining the ore, I don't have the best skills in the world. We're getting a 65.1%, so obviously we're losing a decent amount when it's reprocessed. Let's go and have a look at that, and then again we'll do the calculation, see how much the reprocessed ore will come out at. So after refining the ore and doing the cross-checking with Tranquility Server, the value here is 17.3 million ISK. So slightly down from the ore and slightly down from it in a compressed state. But that's not bad. I thought I would actually get less than that when it was all said and done. So potentially I could have made more if I'd just concentrated, I imagine, on the Valderspar and ignore the other rocks in the belt. But as I said, for the purpose of this video, I wanted to just mine the ones that literally I landed on, and that's exactly what I did. And now to answer the question, is it worth it? And I would lean towards no. Yes, I was semi-AFK. However, just the ship and the drones, as I said, I used the augmented mining drone, so you could use the lesser Tech 2, which obviously a lot cheaper. These mining drones are 35 million ISK a piece and risk being blown up by random gankers, etc. And that brings me back to the point. You could potentially, even in Highsec, in an Orca, get ganked. It doesn't take that many catalysts, etc., tornadoes, if someone wants to come and gank you. Now they will have to bring obviously some people and it will cost them, but Orcas do get ganked on occasion. It's not quite as much as you would do from a coveter, etc., but again they do get ganked, and that means just for the drones and the ship itself it's just over 1 billion ISK. So that alone means that just paying for the ship itself is going to take you 50 hours. Now obviously the yield that I got there was best case scenario, is in regards to the lowest quality system I could find. It had a full belt of untouched rocks, so I doubt anybody had been there before me. And I'm generally using better than average drones. You can get the harvester drones, but they're going to cost you 350 million ISK a piece, so you definitely leave them ones alone. So yeah, I don't think it's worth it for the amount of time that I'm going to have to put in to just earn back the ship and that at 20 million ISK an hour. Again, we're rounding it up here, which is even better than what we did there. Just it's a lot of time, and the risk of getting ganked obviously gets higher for every hour you're out there. Now obviously potentially I could do it, so I say with probably 5 characters, 20 million ISK times 5, 100 million ISK an hour. For the amount of semi-AFK that I would need to do there are much better activities in Eve that I can do to earn far greater sums of ISK. Now that may change in nullsec when you have access to better asteroids, etc. But again, your chance of getting attacked, killed while out in the belts obviously increases quite significantly. And just to go over this ship, again I've got mining augmented rigs here. Ignore the high slots. I've got a multi-spec, large shield, bulkhead, and a damage control. So when the shields are active, it comes out at 340,000 EHP. So again, a decent amount, and again you're going to be generally safer in Highsec. You can obviously make it safer by putting bulkheads in here. You can probably get that figure up to about 500,000 EHP, and you know you've got implants, etc. if you want to take the risk. So obviously the higher you get the EHP, the less likely you are to be ganked, but again then you're bringing down your mining yield. So it's a bit of a you've got to weigh it up and decide whether it's worth it. And for me, the investment of time, training the characters, the amount that it will return just isn't worth it personally. So to whether it's worth it or not, it's a big fat no for myself. Now, I'm not a mining buff, so if there is anything I could do here to improve this significantly, then please do let me know, as again I'd be quite interested, but this seems to be roughly the standard fit. I have pretty much max skills for most of it, or at least level 4s for where I need to be, so I can't see where I could squeeze out much more efficiency from the build that I have. So for this video I'm going to give away an unfit Orca. You will need to be subscribed to the channel, and all you will need to do is in the comments type Orca good or Orca bad, depending on your point of view. And the draw for this will be on the 24th of August. And so I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it's been helpful. If you are thinking about, as I say, training towards an Orca for an AFK mining ship, then again you'll have to weigh up whether it is personally worth it to you. Again, if you haven't subscribed and you've made it this far, please do. If you enjoyed this, then please leave a like. I'll be doing more videos in the future. And on that note, fly safe. Thanks for watching.